Okay. Och, nog on YouTube eigent. Okay, so Malchin Erev Pesach, and we have Yud Aleph Nissen this week. So I have some pictures from some special Yud Aleph Nissens and a video or two, and then from Pesach as well. We'll see how much time we have. I don't know if the guest speaker is coming tonight. I don't know. Levi Cohen, you want to tell me? Is he coming tonight? I can't hear you.
I'm not sure. It seems like probably not.
Right. Okay. So we'll do tonight. Will be the pictures, Baze, and everyone will enjoy. Okay. So let me get this up on the screen here, and then I'll share the screen, and everybody will have a Noah. Here we go. Okay. We'll share the screen. Okay, so we start with Yud Aleph Nissen, Tovshin Lamed Beis. The Rebbe's 70th birthday was a very special Yud Aleph Nissen. This is the Rebbe coming back from the oil, the Leil of Yud Aleph Nissen, I think it was. And the Rebbe's coming in, and I don't know the story. There must be a story behind this picture. And you see here Rabbi Chadakov, Miriam Klein, and Leibel Groner, and the Rebbe's looking at the camera. See the old Florence of 70. It's a very, very special. Maybe it was Motzei Shabbos, maybe it was after Kiddush Levana. I don't know. Because I think Yud Aleph Nissen was on a Sunday that year. In any case, then Yud Aleph Nissen at night was the big Farbrengen. It was a very special Farbrengen then. And this is Yud Aleph Nissen, the Rebbe's 70th birthday. The Rebbe had a new hat that night. And it was a very Freiliche Farbrengen. You can hear the audio. And here you have Rabbi Simpson and Rabbi Rifkin and Rabbi Shmuel Levitten, famous Chassidim. Sitting behind the Rebbe, Rabbi Kazanovsky, Rabbi Hirschsprung from Montreal. Soon we'll get, there were some colored ones as well. Rabbi Peretz Mochkin over here. Yeah. You have a beautiful Farbrengen that night, all about the 70th Odom LaOmol Yivoled. That we spoke about, which Omol, the whole Farbrengen was all about Omol Tzichon, Omol Teira, all different Omol of his Reb Zalman Shimon Dworkin, the Rav of Crown Heights. So this was all from that special Yud Aleph Nissen. There was one point in the Farbrengen when they sang B'cho Hashem Chosisi, and it was very Freilach. And then the Rebbe said that he was waiting the Shabbat Hiseirus in order to want to speak something big. He was waiting for the Hiseirus, and this was the right time. The Rebbe spoke then about the Ayin Aleph Meistes. He wanted that year to establish 71 new Meistes. Here you have the Rebbe Siddur. Before it was bound in a nice leather bound we spoke about the other week. This is what it looked like then. That's some of the crowd. Okay. I think this is already the next year. Now let's move on. This is Tovshin Mem Beis. I hope your picture changed, everyone. Someone speak to me because I can't see any faces here.
Yeah, it's changed.
The picture's changed. Good. So Tovshin Mem Beis, the Rebbe turned 80, and there was a bunch of mitzvah tanks. I don't remember if there was 80 mitzvah tanks or not, but here you have in front of us 70, a lot of the mitzvah tanks. And this is the Farbrengen of Tovshin Mem Beis. It was a special Farbrengen, and nobody knew. It was a surprise. It was kept a secret. No one knew till the end that the Rebbe is going to give out Tanyas at the end to everyone. So here you have the Farbrengen. It went all the way to the other wall. It was one of the biggest Farbrengens that there were. And at the end of the Farbrengen, the Rebbe gave out a Tanya. It was a hardback Tanya. He gave to everyone who was there. Anoshim, Noshim, V'taf. The Rebbe started off standing, giving it across the table, and then the Rebbe agreed. They brought the Rebbe's chair, and the Rebbe sat giving the Tanyas, and it went like that a whole night till nearly 7 o'clock in the morning, if I remember correctly. And everyone received such a Tanya. It was a very special occasion. All night. Okay. I'm going to show you now the video, a piece of a videos from those two events before we move further on. So this is Yud Aleph Nissen, Tavshin Mem Beis, and this is the end of the Farbrengen when the Rebbe already announced that there's going to be, he's going to give out Tanyas. Yeah, have you got the page, the page changed? Can someone tell me, Mendel Cohen, is it changed? You can see the video. Okay, so here's the end of that Farbrengen, and we'll see some of the Rebbe giving out the. This is the end of the Farbrengen. The Rebbe is going to say the Bracha Acharina in a minute. You see the boxes are coming in already. Here goes. And then the Rebbe is going to say that it should be with a Seder. It shouldn't be a balagan. I don't think he used the word balagan, but it was said that it shouldn't be a Seder. It should be with a Seder Mesuda. Here goes. Not to push. So with Stein, there'll be enough for everyone. You come from this side, and everybody will get $1 and a Tanya and $1 sooner or later. So the Rebbe says everyone is going to get, and not to push, and men and even women, till the very last one. A Tanya and $1. So the Rebbe is saying over here that somebody was arguing with him if women should learn Chassidus or not, because the Rebbe said he's giving Tanya even to women. And the Rebbe said that it's one of the 6 mitzvahs that every Yid is obligated, and one of them is to know about the Eibush, the Yedias Hashem and Emunas Hashem, and therefore women have to learn Chassidus as well. Okay. And therefore he's giving Tanyas to the women as well. Here goes. So the Rebbe stood up and telling everyone, keep moving. Keep the line going. So everyone who was nearby got a Tanya. If you're going to push, we're going to stop. Here goes. You don't stop pushing. Till it doesn't stop pushing, I'm going to stop not giving out the Tanyas. This is Rabbi Ushbal. And so it went all night. I can send you the link later. You can watch all this online. Went for quite a while. Okay. 2 years later, it was already known in advance that the Rebbe was going to give out Tanyas, and that was Tashim Mem Daled, and the Rebbe's 82nd birthday, and already known in advance that the Rebbe was going to give out Tanyas. These were special Tanyas both times. 82 Mem Beis and Mem Daled, special Tanyas with the pictures in the back, copies of all the Sharblat of all the Tanyas. The Rebbe made the mitzvah to print the Tanya everywhere. So here in Tashim Mem Daled, the Rebbe said that instead of one person giving it out, and it took many hours, he's going to give it out through the Chavrei HaKolel. So the Rebbe Mimol made the bracha achreina, and the Rebbe made again. He said where everyone's going to stand and which way everyone's going to come in, and the Kolel will stand along the back wall, and everyone will come in. So the Rebbe was waiting, and it was quite interesting how the Rebbe was very laid back and waiting for it to happen.
Darf machen a bracha achreina, sicher machen a bracha achreina. Sie maßen mir nur, was man gerät früh wegen dem Tanje, das Eichet Scheiches bin Areinu, bis Keneinu, bebaneinu, und bibneseinu, wie sie gewähnt, betam Ovro, und bei Jeser Seis, und bei Jeser Eis, wie bald ist gewonnen, mit 2 Jahren Nemtscher, zu Bias Mishiach Sitkenu, und das ist doch verbunden mit Jafutzu, mein Lesecho Chutza. Es darf machen a bracha achreina, machen a sicher, machen a bracha achreina.
Here's the record of dollars. And the Chavrei HaKolel, the digging them out together with the Tanya. All the Kolel in the beginning dollars.
Dort müssen wir können a Reis gehen. Und wenn sie stellen...
Here, we're going to say who should stand where.
Müssen sie zulassen zu Tzofim.
On the northern side, or the southern side.
Dort müssen wir können a
The doors
Reis
are there.
gehen.
They can go up. People can
Und wenn sie stellen Pneen da war Tzofim.
place stuff in.
Und dort die Bochen, die nehmen ab
The bucket will help bring the boxes in.
die Tanje.
Tanya.
Kerstner zijn we door, breng je kerst.
Wo sind die Tanje?
De geven van nieuws, de brengen naar
Wir sollen bringen nach nichts,
The
ne?
Tanya, we bring the Tanya over there.
Hier vom Kehle. Hier vom Kehle.
Now the Tanyas are coming in, and the food are skidded. The woman and labor went to see what's going on. The woman's waiting to see what's happening. That was basically waiting.
Verstehe ich ihn auch mit Kema?
Are they in their place? Okay, Legalite, are they ready?
Die stehen dort. Dann dit hier.
Not even, not even.
Hat sie gebracht schon die Tanje?
Ja, die kennst du auch. Dort steht je, bei jeder Tür dort.
Ja?
Dort ist je dort.
Und dann kommen beide so von Tanje.
Oh,
Wo stehst du da, so besser soll gehen nach hinten, soll das dann als auch bisher.
the Bible says to them, why is standing there? Better go over there and see that everything is organized.
Wo mein zweiter General.
He's my second general. Maybe he'll also go there.
Wir haben von denen eine Idee, was tut er dort.
Maybe he's going to give us some news. What's happening? A bulletin. What's happening over there? Not open the put him on mute.
Noch was schlägt sie von dann? Mich steht mir zu. Mit Gott nennen, da ist in Gott nicht. Aber so sagen, das stehen da alle in Gewalt. Das ist es. Sonst in die Tanja sicher. Was ich kann nicht nehmen, mein Tanja echt.
Oh, there. Maybe say, maybe we're going to get 5 times as well.
Give me those.
Never win. Down. And there's a Kolel man there. And suddenly the Rebbe's coming to him with the hand out. And the Rebbe says, "Come on." And he gave the Rebbe a hand. Okay, so then the Rebbe went and got his Tanya, got one for the Rebbetzin also, and that was then. Okay, we did the 2 year of Nissens. Here we go. Erev Pesach. The Rebbe would burn the chametz. So here we have pictures from Erev Pesach, behind the Rebbe's house at Toshim Ches, when the Rebbetzin passed away. So the Rebbe was home all year. So the Rebbe burnt the chametz behind his house on the porch. So it took off the rubber bands or the string that was around the bag. And the Minhagim, the Rebbe writes in the Haggadah, very particular how to take everything, wrap it up with paper inside the spoon of the wooden spoon, and the wooden spoon is sticking out. The Rebbe threw some papers in first, and then the Rebbe threw his bag. And he took the stick to poke at the fire. And then, I don't know what this green tag that Rebbe uses as a page marker. And the Rebbe poked on the fire, and then put away the stick, and then said Kol Chamira and the Yirotzen. And that was that. This is downstairs in 770. You don't see it often. It's only open once a year. There used to be in New York City, old buildings had a fire where you throw in your rubbish. And it became illegal in the 70s because of pollution, a furnace. But it was open on Erev Pesach, and people can come and to this day and throw the chametz into the fire to burn. And here the Rebbe would go down every year and burn his chametz in here. This year is a brown bag, some year was a white paper. And again, the Rebbe would poke the fire with a stick. He had copies and large copies of Kol Chamira. This is already, yeah. Okay. Keishel Bracha, we'll finish with this. Keishel Bracha, the Rebbe used to give out mashke, Motzei Simchas Torah, Motzei Shavuos, but Motzei Pesach, the Rebbe would give wine. This is talking about not to everyone, but to shluchim and rabbonim and askonim. The Rebbe would give them a small bottle of mashke. But Motzei Pesach, the Rebbe would give a bottle of wine to these people, teachers, or different people who had communities and had people followers. So here you see the bottles of wine that were on the table. You can see them here. And this is Motzei. This is the end of after Mashiach Suda. This Farbrengen. And here you have again. You see the small bottles. This is over the years. This is at the end of Keshel Bracha after Mashiach Suda. The Rebbe always poured it back into his bechen. He put the silver plate on top of it, and the Rebbe would go out with the leftovers. And here you can see the shirayim of Mashiach Suda, because Mashiach Suda ever brought their own bottles. So here you have all part of the empty bottles. The message of 70 was much greater than this. But you can see that the empty bottles, the Rebbe is going down. This is another year, police chief. The Rebbe gave him a bottle of wine. And again, walking out at the end of Keshel Bracha. This is 1 year when, this is I think Toshin Nun Aleph, when it was Motzei Shabbos. The last day Pesach was Shabbos. So the Havdalah also had a candle. They was making Havdalah at the end of Mashiach Suda. And he's pouring Keshel Bracha. This is the end. He's pouring one of the police again. Would come all sorts of visitors to Keshel Bracha. The different policemen. Okay. They'd come from all different communities, as you can see. With the Streimelach, they came. This is already late at night, while the rest of New York has gone to eat pizza. This is already after midnight, 1 in the morning, and it's still Pesach in 770. Yeah, we saw that one before. Maybe that's a different year. That's the end of that. Okay. And that's what we have for today. Wish everyone a Chag Kosher v'Sameach. And we should be zeiche this year, mamash, to be able to celebrate Yud Aleph Nisan together with the Rebbe, Mashiach Tzidkeinu, and Yerushalayim, and the Beis Hamikdash, to be able to celebrate the Siyum on Kapitel Kuf Yates. We go to a small kapitlach, small relief, and always remember we have now up to 10 extra minutes a day. If we said Kapitel Kuf Yates every day, so that means we have now 10 minutes. So the 10 minutes should be used to give the Rebbe a present. So we can spend 10 minutes more every day. What can we do with it? I suggested to some, everyone wants to read through the Rebbe's letters. Now you have 10 minutes. You discover that you have up to 10 minutes a day, 8 minutes, how long it takes to say Kuf Yates. So take that time every day and read the Rebbe's letters. And before you know it, you will have gone through all 32 or 33 volumes of the Rebbe's letters with his extra 8 to 10 minutes a day. Let's not just waste that. It's a gift that the Rebbe is giving us with his birthday. The Rebbe's Shnas HaMeah Ve'esrim. The Rebbe's turning 119. It's the 120th year. So we have to give the Rebbe a present, and we can give him up to 10 minutes a day. No one can say we don't have it, because we did have it. We managed all year. So, HaKosher Afreilich and Pesach, and Afreilich and Voch, Yud Aleph Nisan this week. Special time, a joyous time, and a good Yom Tov, and a good Shabbos, and so sein no good for alle Yidden. Chag Kosher V'Sameach.
Shkoch, thank you very much for bringing us.